Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the AXINO Small Cap TV channel. Today, I'm glad to talk with Ken Macleod. He is the president and CEO of Sonoro Metals. I told you more than a year ago that the junior mining space will come back on track. And with today trading gold at 1,785, I got right about now we are looking for junior companies that have not performed that well because we want to dig into companies that have still an upside and potential and not already quadrupled their share price. So Sonoro Metals is certainly one of those. And I'm delighted to talk with Ken today. Ken, welcome to our interview today. Thanks for your time. And yeah, how are you today?
I'm very well, Wolfgang. Thank you very much. Lovely to talk to you again.
I would like to dig directly into your last press release from the 26th of June. I was really surprised when I read some interesting aspects here, which I think very important for an exploration company. And the main question I have is, obviously you are shifting towards a high-grade potential in your Cerro Caliche asset and deposit in Mexico. And in the past, we have had drill results which we could quote more low grade. So what has changed? Can you explain that to us?
I'll certainly give it my best shot. What has changed over the past while is we have used the downtime during the past few months when everybody was shut in because of the COVID-19 issue. And our technical team in Mexico put together all the data for the property and for the surrounding region, where we were able to get data from as far back as the 1980s from Cambior Gold or Cambior Resources, all the way through Sydney Resources in the early 2000s, through Corex Gold, through Paget Southern, and all the way to our own exploration on the property in 2018 through 2020. And we took this data and we looked at it from a global perspective as to how we fit into the regional geology, how we fit into the regional structure. And we find that we are on strike about 8 kilometers distant from the Mercedes mine as being one of the most prominent gold mines in that particular region. And the Mercedes mine is located approximately, like I mentioned, 8 kilometers to the southeast, and the trend within this region is southeast to northwest. And you see the trend literally going through our Cerro Caliche concession. And also to the north, we have the Santa Gertrudis, which was recently acquired by Agnico Eagle. And just to the west of us is the Cerro Prieto mine. So we're surrounded by high quality mines. And so we've taken this data now, and we've always known that there was a potential for a deeper, higher grade resource. We've always known that we were sitting atop a low sulfidation epithermal system, which is fairly commonplace in northern Mexico, and several mines, such as Mercedes mine, fit that profile as well. And the low sulfidation epithermal system, typically you have a more disseminated type of lower grade resource near surface, which we have demonstrated. And we continue to demonstrate, but deeper down, the further down you go, you're going to find the ore shoots which have the much higher grades. And for example, the Mercedes mine was a typical low grade near surface deposit back in the 1990s and earlier. In 2005. New exploration started at Mercedes mine. They drilled it a little bit deeper, but just below the low grade surface deposit, and they found much higher grades. And this led to the development of the Mercedes mine, which is averaging between 4 grams per ton and 7 grams per ton. So when we postulate with our own project here right now, we drill deeper below the shallow, lower grade resource, we fully expect that we will encounter those higher grade vein deposits slightly deeper down. We're targeting for 200 to 300 meters below surface. So it's not a very deep deposit we're aiming for at all.
And any production could be with a decline, so you don't need a shaft for 200 or 300 meters, but obviously there is much more potential further depth. So what makes me so excited when I read that the last press release is you have said you have taken more than 4,000 samples, but close to 500 are really in high grade range between 3 and 30 grams. So is that confirming a little bit your new vision that those high-grade samples also have maybe the potential to hit one of those high-grade epithermal veins?
I think it stands to reason that the high-grade intercepts will eventually be found. Now, the target for us over the past 2 years has been to increase our knowledge of the mineralization at or near surface. So we've taken all the data from 23,000 meters of drilling plus over 6,000 surface samples, where some of these surface samples yielded very, very high grades, up to 95 grams in one particular sample, with the average being between 4 and 23 grams per ton with these surface samples. Now, what they indicate is that these higher grades obviously originated from deeper down below the surface, and therefore they give us clues as to where to situate the next series of holes in order to investigate the deeper resource. You add that to the knowledge we've gained from drilling the 23,000 meters of drilling, and then you have a much clearer picture of where to drill to target the deeper, higher grade resource. We couldn't have done that 2 years ago because we didn't have enough knowledge to be able to do so, but now we do. And so we feel that with the current core drilling program we're proposing to start as soon as we conduct the financing, then the target for that core drilling program will be an average depth of between 200 and 300 meters, with the longest hole being 450 meters and the shortest one being of around 200 meters, angled at 45 degrees.
That sounds excellent. And as I have said in my intro, we're looking for companies with the potential of new discoveries. Obviously, that has been paid quite well by investors trading on the stock exchange. So when do you want to start with the next drill campaign? You have already the permits and secured a drill company. Is that already in progress?
All the elements are in place to start the drilling program again. This time, the only holdup is that we have to finish off financing. Once the financing is completed, we will be able to, within a week to 10 days, be able to mobilize and restart the drilling. The drilling company is lined up, the permits are in place, the roads are in place. I don't think there's anything to stop us other than the fact that we're in the summertime right now, the bit of rainy season in that part of Mexico. It's easier to start drilling in August than it is in July. And so from a point of view of are we timing the financing right? The answer is yes, because the gold market is helping us in that regard. Yep. We will be ready to start drilling sometime in August. And so like I said, all the elements are in place.
So after the summer break, we may have a good news flow, and then hopefully you can hit some higher grade results as well, and the market will get excited, as we have seen with other junior companies. What is the current market cap, Ken, to give our investor a summary, as we have done a good introduction already at PDAC, but I think we should take into consideration the valuation of the company. You have already a resource, and then now you're drilling a huge campaign, finding those big ore shoots.
I think what we can offer, Wolfgang, is we have 42.5 million shares issued and outstanding, 15 cents a share. That's under $7 million Canadian market cap. There's not too many companies around on the stock exchange with that small a market cap and that can offer so much. And what I want to emphasize here is we're not just talking about drilling for the deep, higher grade potential. We have a three-pronged approach. That'll be the initial thrust of a total 50,000 meter program we're forecasting over the next year to 18 months. The other component of that will be the shallower lower grade resource near surface where we have identified multiple targets for expanding the resource we had near surface. We also have identified pods of mineralization that are distant from the main central zone, and which we're working backwards now from these pods with a surface sampling to determine whether there is a connection between the satellite deposit, so to speak, and the main deposit. And so we fully expect that we will continue to do the shallow drilling as well. And at the same time, we're pursuing the plans to construct a small initial size, hard to say right now what the size is going to be, but it'll be an initial pilot plant to start processing the ore that we currently have, which is a 200,000 ounce resource grading in the order of 0.545 gold equivalent. And we intend to put that into production on a smaller scale for the next 5 years to generate a income that will enable us to continue drilling with minimum or no dilution to the shareholders of the company.
Management obviously is holding more than 45% of the company, so your interest is not to dilute shareholders too much, which is always appreciated, especially if you're in a junior exploration phase, building a substantial company. But to me, it sounds like a good plan, and I look forward to your next drill results. And I wish you good luck also with the financing. I have to outline that we are shareholder of the company already, so under the benefit law, we have to outline our conflict of interest. But Ken, I think it's a good press release we have seen last month, and to me, it's trending in the right direction, and hopefully you get attraction as a exploration company with hopefully a new discovery, and close to those major companies around it in just such a short distance should certainly increase the interest in the area, and particularly with Sonoro. Ken, thank you very much for the time. If you have some closing remarks, please give our investors new advice.
Oh, I think that for the first time in years, the market is aligning with the aims and goals of the Sonoro team. Yeah, it's been very, very difficult over the past 3 to 4 years to raise capital in the junior mining space, and we're no exception in that regard. We have been successful in raising sufficient money to enable us to continue with the drilling program and pay the property payments up until this time here. But now with the price of gold really starting to skyrocket, for lack of a better term, and the fact that the junior is now starting to be refinanced or financed, then I would say at this point in time that I'm very optimistic that we have a very, very bright future ahead for the shareholders of Sonoro, and hopefully you and your clients will be participating with us as we make the company truly successful.
That's a good closing remark. Ken, thank you very much. All the best. And we talk soon. Thanks for the update.
Thank you, Milton. Pleasure talking to you.